The 11th grade phase. The phase when there's less drama, more stress, and a very busy teenager will answer all your questions with, "Just trust me." Being a junior is a unique experience for a student. They're becoming more adult-like every day. The academics this year are the most challenging, and their relationships are deepening and maturing on a whole new level. A junior's biggest struggle is the tension between where they are, still a kid living under their parents' roof, and where they want to be, out in the world experiencing new freedoms. Parents and leaders, you'll struggle with this issue this entire year. It may require a little work on both your parts, but there's still so much to look forward to in this phase. And 11th graders' physical changes have slowed down a bit. Girls have likely reached their adult height and body development. Guys, on the other hand, may continue to grow in height, muscle mass, and may develop body and facial hair. Socially, an 11th grader tends to be self-focused, busy, and unavailable. Schedule alone time with your junior if you ever want to see them this year. Which brings us to another challenge of this phase, overcommitment. Juniors tend to struggle with long-term thinking and often take on more than they can handle. Parents and leaders, don't be afraid to casually mention some of your best scheduling tips. While no two 11th graders are the same, there are a few universal truths when it comes to this phase. Juniors may impress you. The rapid influx of hormones has regulated, the fight for peer acceptance has subsided, and the intensity of conflict over independence, well, they've worn you down. You may begin to see glimpses of rationality as your juniors find their voice, fill their calendar, and accomplish surprising things. And if they do impress you, make sure you let them know. Juniors are increasingly appreciative of positive reinforcement. Accomplish is the word for this phase. Juniors often take on AP courses, volunteer activities, leadership roles, SAT prep, or an internship. Whether an 11th grader is caught up in the race to win or simply trying to survive, junior year is filled with pressure. Navigating all of this pressure is a junior's major accomplishment. There's one last truth I want to talk about, and it's really the most important. In this phase, it can be hard to keep up. Actually, they don't expect you to keep up. What they really want is for you to trust them. After all, they will be out of the house soon, and you will have to trust them anyway. Let this be a practice year for both of you. Help them prove the ways they can be trusted, choose your battles wisely, and lead them in the areas that seem to be most challenging for them personally. In the 11th grade phase, you all have a specific role. Your role is to mobilize their potential. An 11th grader is ready to live the life they feel they were born to live, and they don't want to wait to get started. 2 years is too long. Actually, next semester feels like forever in the future. Juniors are ready to do something right now. Mobilize their potential by listening, guiding, and encouraging their self-expression. It's also important to keep in mind that juniors think like a philosopher. The way they process information best is when you ask questions. 11th graders want to feel a part of the process instead of an audience of the process. Ask direct questions that help them understand their own opinions, thoughts, and feelings. 11th graders are constantly asking the same question: how can I matter? Juniors are ready to matter right now, and they can. That's why the best way to capture their heart is to refine their skills. Give juniors small bits of freedom so they can test the adult waters. This will build trust between both of you. This won't be news to any of you, especially you parents, but 11th graders are motivated by freedom. You coach this motivation when you encourage them to serve others. As a parent and a leader, it's important that you help the juniors you lead find a place they can serve. They want to matter, and there's no better feeling than helping others. But remember, don't let an 11th grader overcommit. Once a year mission trips or once a month serving opportunities count. Faith-wise, your goal this year is to fuel passion. Fuel passion so they will keep pursuing authentic faith and discover a personal mission. In this phase, an 11th grader is asking, how can I matter? A faith community can help them find significance by giving them opportunities to give, serve, and love others. Your 11th grader will never get over seeing how God can work through them in meaningful ways. An 11th grader is well aware by now of the habits and routines that make your family work. Make church a priority, but don't let it be the only time you talk about faith. Leaders, you can put some of these ideas into practice too. Ask open-ended questions like, when do you feel closest to God? Or what do you think about church or youth group? You can also talk about your own faith. Say things like, lately, I'm finding I connect best with God when I fill in the blank. And remember, it's always okay to simply say, I don't know. They'll appreciate your authenticity more than you know. Finally, you can connect with a faith community. And don't just attend, get involved. Create relationships with parents in all seasons of life. You'll need their support and wisdom now and as your junior moves on to the next phase. Time with an 11th grader will move more quickly than you think. In fact, there are approximately 104 weeks from the time a junior enters 11th grade until they leave home and move on to what's next. So remember, it's just a phase. Don't miss it.